boy, and you're like, ugh, that's not right. But then he's like, well, okay, well, aren't you literally delegitimizing trans existence? Like, I didn't know that he was gonna fucking flip the script so quickly to just like literally be more pro-trans than fucking Caitlyn Jenner. Woke TMZ boys. TMZ doing a follow-up question faster than CNN. Is it weird that I think sports should be separated by build and weight, not gender? Law? I mean, not really. It's not that weird. There's some people that feel that way. Fuck that. She didn't climb up any kind of ladder. She was born on home plate. You think she scored a home run? So the thing is, like I don't fucking know. I'm not that old, so I don't know what the fuck her deal was in the past and like all of the accomplishments, right? Like I think she's like a very celebrated, wildly celebrated athlete with a lot of medals or some shit. Fucking, I don't know. I don't really care. Okay. So with respect to that, like she fucking crushed it, I assume. But the only reason why she's getting play right now is because she's surrounded by like some of the biggest media demons on the planet who are so good, who are so incredible at like manipulating the media and constantly having eyeballs on themselves. And she's currently trying to use that as a way to launch her political platform, which is probably for very selfish reasons. Kind of wild to me when you as a celebrated trans person who in some respects was like absolutely fucking insanely hyped by our bullshit fucking media apparatus for just coming out as trans, like how brave. And there was bravery there. She was one of the first like super high profile people, but like she's a dog shit person in general. And like the media literally were just like, oh my God, she's incredible. Like what an incredible person. Like on the cover of every fucking magazine at the time, coming straight out of a murder case, by the way, like literally fresh off the heels of a manslaughter case. And everyone was like, she's so great. She's so fucking incredible. Woman of the year. Like, you know, look at how great we are for celebrating a trans person type beat. For her to turn around and just basically be like, yeah, I'm a Republican, by the way, and also fuck trans people. Like, it's wild. It's wild for Sports Illustrated's like best woman of the year or whatever the fuck they did at the time. For her to turn around and be like, yeah, but also fuck young trans girls and boys. Like literally fuck them. They fucking suck. For her to turn around this way and just like act this way is so ridiculous. When did she say fuck trans people? Do you not recognize what she's saying? She's literally just like, yeah, biological boys should not fucking compete if they're trans in women's or girls sports. Like that is the long and convoluted way to say fuck young trans girls, okay? They suck. That's what she's saying there. That's kind of it's kind of wild to see, straight up. But what's not wild to see and probably expected is the fact that it's the top of the hour, and what that means is there's going to be an ad break here. Now, if you would like to avoid that ad break and have an ad-free broadcasting experience, all you need to do is subscribe. You can do that for $5. Or for free by connecting your Amazon Prime account to your Twitch account, where you get one free Prime subscription a month and incredible segues. Yeah, and if you don't personally have a Amazon Prime, you can use other people's Amazon Prime to connect to your Twitch and use it on your favorite streamer, who hopefully is me and no one else, because I don't like sharing. You know what I'm saying? It's just me. I'm your favorite streamer.
At Hasanabi, thank you for watching my acting final hassle.
I mean, she's right about sports. Trans women should not compete against this women because they have a major biological advantage. No, there's a lot of faulty science at play there. A lot of Joe Rogan takes in here. It's very hard to fucking address these things. Even if it was true, by the way, the impact is so incredibly marginal.
Top of the hour denied.
And it's so insignificant that, like, this being a major part of, like, Republican political discourse is psychotic. Yeah. Okay. Friendly reminder that high school wrestling has been co-ed for decades. No issues there. This argument is fucking dumb. What she did was be ambushed and not ready, nor had prior probably considered articulating a proper answer about young trans individuals growing up and being accepted into sports. Is this motherfucker actually carrying water right now for Caitlyn fucking Jenner? What the fuck?
Hear my damn prime.
Are you serious, dude? Are you fucking insane? Not prepared? Bro, she's not like a random trans person, okay? It's annoying to like constantly be like, I am the trans that speaks for all trans. Like, that's got to be annoying all the time. But she's not a fucking random trans person. She is a incredibly public profile trans celebrity who is literally famous now, at least, for being trans and is like a spokesperson for trans people, like quite literally with respect to that. Okay? And is running for office. Yeah. I hate when I get ambushed and literally just fucking blur out turf takes. My professor covered you in the class the other day for my digital rhetorics class. Oh shit. If she's running for office, all bets are off and she should be prepared at all times. It's also bullshit. This notion, this charitable notion that like she just wasn't prepared is so stupid. That person who said that is black. Okay, the account. Would you feel the same way if a black person who's running for office and is a Republican was ambushed by TMZ to say some shit like black people are inherently violent? Would you feel like that is like, oh yeah, I guess like he was just ambushed and didn't have a fucking prepared response and just started saying 1350 propaganda lines?
Got shortlisted for an international.
No, right? You wouldn't.
Prize,
so this is ridiculous.
And these streams helped me a lot, so thank you. Hassan.
Okay. How do you know I'm black? No, the person's PFP was I think it's a real account. It's just like a wave of new bills to block trans athletes has no basis in science. Researcher says yes. There's a meta study on this that trans activists use as well. Here's the meta analysis of trans people in sports. Sports and transgender people, a systematic review of literature relating to sport participation and comparative sport policies. Anyway, so yeah, let's we are gonna do the Hannity interview. I just wanted to get started on like the mishaps that Caitlyn Jenner has been involved in so far, and then get into her campaign ad.
Unafraid to challenge.
Let's finish the campaign ad, and then we'll go to the Sean Hannity one.
And to change the status quo.
I want to prove that it is absolutely possible if we only do it together.
California, it's time to reopen our schools, reopen our businesses, reopen the Golden Gates. So I don't care if you're a Republican, Democrat, I'm running to be governor for all Californians.
Was that Democrats for Caitlyn Jenner in California? Was that a sign that said Democrats for Caitlyn Jenner in California? That's great. Fucking Christ, dude. At least when like the Simpsons predicted the future, we were like, yeah, well, they have some brilliant writers back in the day that were very leftist and whatever. But when South Park predicts the fucking future, you're like, are you kidding me? That's what we've devolved into. That like South Park can fucking predict the future now.
Claim our true identity. To bring back the gold to the Golden State.
What a tremendous victory!
Now is the time to achieve that summit.
It's pretty funny, by the way, that she is also homophobic. Like, straight up, I'm sorry.
Hashtag
This is like low impact because like most people clown on Caitlyn Jenner. It's not like she's like a serious person, right? So I can be so careless and like look at this from a more lighthearted point of view. But it is hilarious that she as a trans person is homophobic. That is fucking nuts, dude. Nuts. And transphobic too. I guess of course, why wouldn't you be fucking homophobic if you're also transphobic as a trans person? Jesus Christ, dude.
To be the shining city on the hill, and together we'll restore and
Do I think she has a shot at winning?
the
No.
California dream.
Houston, we're striving!
It's about what happens from here. It's not just about one person. It's about all of us.
So I don't even know if she's like dating a woman now, but she has said in the past some shit about like gay marriage. Yeah, she flip-flopped, I guess, on gay marriage. Caitlyn Jenner's gay marriage flip-flop and why it matters. Oh my God, this is written in the most 2015 way possible, by the way. Look at this goddamn article, dude. This is so incredibly 2015. Oh my God, why that matters. She is dating a woman now? If you're rich, you could run for governor after murdering people? Yeah, oh yeah. Why should we care that a woman who makes her living raising Kardashians on reality TV as opposed to, say, a working class counting clerk is publicly involved? I'm a traditionalist. I'm older than most people in the audience, you know? I kind of like tradition. And, you know, it's always been a man and a woman. She's like, yeah, whatever. Whatever, you homos. You can, if it's really important to you, I could go with it. I'll allow it. Fuck it, dude. Insane. Insane, dude. Insanity. That's crazy, dude. That is just like, I don't know where we go from here. This is fucking cool, to be honest. Like, we've gotten to a point where new future, like new beginnings are unlocking. There is so much opportunity here. Like back in the day, you just had like like black people that worked for white supremacists and played a role in like in upholding white supremacist values and stuff like that. You know, same for every different marginalized group. But now we have like a homophobic, transphobic trans person who's a Republican. Like, it's wild. I don't even, you just gotta like sit down and like take it in for a second. New bigotry just dropped. I'm a homophobic, transphobic, trans lesbian woman. Like, where do I go from here? I don't know. I don't know where we go. That is a glass ceiling, I think. It's like the yes, we exist meme. You know what I mean? Yes, I eat meat. Yes, I am vegan. Yes, we exist. It's like, yes, I'm transphobic. Yes, I'm homophobic. Yes, I'm a lesbian and trans. Yes, we exist.
7 months, let's go.
Caitlyn Jenner steal my bit of being a transphobic brick. Anyway, she's literally contradicting herself. Yeah, it's wild. It's wild. Thank you, Hassan. Not enough people talk about intersectionality and bigotry. Oh, yeah. Straight up. Okay. Love that. All right, so let's get to it. Let's get to the fucking actual juice here, okay? Which is Caitlyn Jenner. Caitlyn Jenner did an exclusive with Sean Hannity last night because nothing says you want to win the Californians vote by going on Sean Hannity. There are a lot of Republicans in the state, but I don't know. I don't know if it's gonna work. Let's see. I have to pee real quick though.
Now joins us.
Wait a second. After that opening?
Yeah.
I'm out of here.
That's the campaign?
Yeah, I'm moving on. Yeah, that was the scariest thing I've ever heard. Yeah.
Well, it's all true.
It is true. It absolutely is true. First of all, I got a gift.
Oh, thank you. What is it?
I know.
love gifts.
We're into the face mask thing out here in California, so I thought I would get you one.
Hannity supports Caitlyn. He's not allowed to. He's on the news. Okay.
Recalled Gavin
Recalled.
Newsom.
By the way, I support the recall.
Yeah.
Let me be very clear.
Yeah.
You know, it's amazing when you think about it. I just have such respect for athletes. You know, you didn't win the gold in 72. You came back in 76, and you won the gold. A great Olympian, a great champion. And you really, well, I always say politics is a blood sport.
It is.
And a part of me say, what the hell are you thinking? This is hard.
It was not an easy decision. It took an awfully long time. I've always been involved in politics. For the LGBT community, I used to go back. But in 1973, I graduated from college in Iowa. I packed up my 63 VW Bug and drove across the country, everything I owned in the back seat. And I was coming to California, the Golden State. I went to San Jose. Why? Because San Jose was where all the great athletes lived. I had met them in my first Olympics in 1972. And me as a decathlete, I wanted to learn from all these other great athletes. In fact, in 1976, we placed fifth as a nation with 3 gold medals, a silver and a bronze within a 5-mile radius of my house. I put myself
Driving
with
is
some
a
of these
blood
great
sport
athletes, and I
too,
learned
Thank you,
so
Cash App, for
much.
the 69 big ones, dude. So I don't really care about. Wait, what is? Did I miss something important in the beginning? I don't really care about her like accolades as a sportsman. You know, I'm not really interested in that. There are 14,605 timelines. How many are we where we get to have a homophobic, transphobic, trans, lesbian? One.
Kicking in. I cannot stop thinking about other women. Help me.
No, she said she supported LGBT. Do you think this could potentially make Republicans less transphobic?
It's my anniversary.
She says she's involved in the LGBT community. Yeah. Okay.
Smartest people out there. I am an outsider. I understand that. Smartest people out there. Because now I'm on a race for solutions.
You mean sports women? No, like sportsmen, like policemen, okay? Not like in the gender non-binary way. Shut up, woke skulls.
I need to
Shut the
find
fuck up.
solutions
You know what I mean?
to be able to turn this state around. I absolutely love this state. I'm a fighter, always have been. I come from a long line of fighters. My grandfather was in World War I, was in the dead pile. Somebody was walking by and heard a moan, and they said, oh my God, somebody's alive in here, and pulled him out, and he wound up going on and living a very good life.
Dead pile, I mean, they thought that he was dead.
He thought he was dead. Yeah, he had the tag on his foot and everything. But went on to live a good life. My father, when he was 19, in fact, welcome to my hangar. This is actually my hangar. I have pictures on the wall of my father over there when he was 19.
Wait, what? Bro, nothing says, dude, nothing says I'm a layman, like I'm an average Joe. Like, filming from your fucking hangar. Oh my gosh, she's so down to earth, dude. Is Democracy Now! a good news source? The best. I love them. I love Democracy Now! Shouts out to Democracy Now!
World War II was breaking out. He wanted to fight. And so he joined the 5th Ranger Battalion. Landed with the first boats on Omaha Beach
Okay, this is so boring.
for. And that's what I'm doing.
Let's talk about, I want to, in the course of the time we have here together,
Right.
I want to get specific
Okay.
on very specific issues. Let's start with a general overall, overarching. I want you to grade Gavin Newsom. I want you to define what a compassionate disruptor is, words you use to describe yourself. And then we'll get into the specifics of what it would take for California, a state you clearly love, to recover. And are you a
Gavin
Republican
Newsom,
or
yeah.
Democrat? You know,
What I see in Gavin Newsom is a politician up to special interests, makes his decision as a politician in special interests, and the hypocrisy that is going on right now. It's like there's one set of rules.
Like, you know, they trained her to like hit the fucking French laundry, the French laundry thing, which is like political oppo, which Gavin Newsom basically fucking handed on a silver platter. So that's just like, but she's not good enough at blurting those lines. Like, she's just like, what are the specific, I might just go through the highlights instead of the whole thing, to be honest. Like, what are the specific things that you're upset about? Should not be like, he's just like, Gavin Newsom, he's a hypocrite.
Rules for Sacramento, and there's another set of rules for everybody else.
Sup, boy?
I mean, you've seen the video of him at the French Laundry, okay? I can't go down to my restaurant, and all the employees in that restaurant
I can't go down to my restaurant. Oh, God, another.
down there are not working, okay?
Here for the
And
segues,
he's
Leaveit.
up there dining. We see Nancy Pelosi. I can't go to my hair salon. All the salons in my town are closed. Nobody can go in there. Nobody's working. People are losing money. But she can sneak in. And it's the hypocrisy.
Yeah, totally. I'm sure Caitlyn Jenner didn't have a way to get her fucking hair done in the middle of the pandemic by like getting a private hairstylist to come to her mansion to do her fucking hair. Like, this shit is, oh God, whatever. Let's just keep
Of
going.
what's going on.
It's like really
Yes,
dumb
it is
stuff that I'm getting upset at.
a dynasty, I guess you could say, in Sacramento. They've really been in charge for the last 40 years. I mean, we had Reagan come in a little bit, Arnold come in a little bit as Republicans, but it's been a dynasty. And as we see what happens here, and in the recall, everybody was behind the recall. They needed 1.5 million votes. They got 2.1. But of course, the Democrats had to verify every signature. Isn't it shocking?
it doesn't shock me.
And eventually they had wound up, after they disallowed like 500,000 of them, and they had 1.6. So the recall is on.
The thing is, like, if I have a homie who can cut my hair, and I literally have a friend who's a hairstylist. You guys know him already. Caitlyn Jenner can definitely pay for one. Okay, like, get the fuck out of here. That's why I was saying, like, it's so ridiculous.
But I'm really fighting against the hypocrisy that's going on at that. He's been bad on every issue. He's bad on taxes.
not them to call out
Obviously,
her
the most
hypocrisy
tax
about
state
her
in the
grievance
nation.
with Newsom's and Pelosi's
He's been
hypocrisy.
horrible for business. Obviously, companies are leaving left and right. 18,000 companies have left California. My friends are leaving California. Actually, we're
So this is the best part of the interview, and we actually talked about this on the Lovett or
cognitive
Leaveit
dissonance was
podcast as well earlier, that I shot earlier today. Love this part. It's
my
coming.
hanger. The guy across right over me, he was packing up his hanger. I said, "Where are you going?"
I'm going to run that again. I need you guys to understand. She is currently presenting a story as she's running for governor of California. She said that people are moving out of California, packing up and leaving.
California. Actually, where my hanger. The guy across right over me, he was packing up his hanger. I said, "Where are you going?" And he says, "I'm moving to Sedona, Arizona. I can't take it here anymore. I can't walk down the streets and see the homeless."
Percent picker.
I'm leaving the state of California as a rich person with a fucking plane hanger because my eyeballs penetrated the space in which a homeless person exists. Bro, I cannot, like, this is, like, I can't think of a more out-of-touch way to go about this than exactly the way that Caitlyn Jenner is going about it. Which, by the way, Republicans do this all the time. Ben Shabibo has said literally the exact same things. And it's like... did I get it? It's like too small. Weird. No, I did not get it. Jenner on Joe Rogan when? Oh, absolutely. She will go on Joe Rogan. 100%.
I don't want to leave. Okay. Either I stay and fight or I get out of here.
Let's describe, you can answer the specifics.
No follow-up to that. Oh, you're homie with a hanger across the hangar from this one is leaving for Arizona because he saw homeless people. Let's talk about that. Let's dig in. What are some of your solutions for that? I mean, what are your solutions to not seeing homeless people? Like, it's not even just like the homelessness problem is like getting out of control. Like, let's think about it from an empathetic point of view, because like obviously it is virtually impossible for Americans, no matter what fucking economic background they come from, to feel any empathy for homeless people or even prisoners and felons and stuff. So, like, what's the take here? Like, how do we deal with this? Surely, Caitlyn Jenner has an incredible proposal for public housing.
Are you a Republican? Are you a Democrat? Are you independent? And I really want you to define this term, a compassionate disruptor. What is a compassionate disruptor?
I've kind of played around with that term. And originally I started out as a compassionate disruptor. And then I was thinking the other day, I think I'm more of a thoughtful disruptor. I have common sense. Okay, I see what's going on, and I see no common sense in politics and why they're doing it, besides only for political.
Bro, this literally reads like a buzzword generator. I'm here to do common sense. I'm here to do passion and common sense. Okay, we need to put forward reasonable bipartisan solutions. Like, this is just like Republican Pete Buttigieg shit. Okay.
Political reasons.
I love also that in the same breath, this is after. I love talking about how compassionate I am. Not 30 seconds after I just said, my rich friend is leaving California because he saw a homeless person. I love how compassionate I am, though.
And I have always been on the Republican side just because I have conservative economic values. The old saying, lower taxes, less regulations, a more friendly business environment. And we don't have that in California. But socially, I've been much more progressive all my life. I get it. People do need help. We need programs.
So how can you be a fiscal... Oh, God, she's doing the meme. Boys, she's doing the fucking meme. I'm a fiscal conservative, but socially I'm a liberal. And what that means is, the problems themselves are bad, but the reasons why those problems exist to begin with, well, that's very good. Economic inequality is at the heart of all of the issues that revolve around, like, fucking social problems, okay? A lack of social safety nets, which she's talking about and advocating for currently. How do we get to, pay for those social safety nets? By taxes. But nope, sorry, I'm fiscally responsible and fiscally a Republican, so not happening.
But you cannot have social programs.
Also, I love when people that say this shit, like, don't run as Democrats. Like, what Democrat is like, I'm fiscally liberal, by the way.
Programs without an economy. Doesn't happen. You just don't have the finances to do it. And that's what's happening here in California.
There's a plane flying right now over the hangar.
It's been so frustrating for me. I don't care. Honestly, I like everybody. I'm friends with everybody.
I don't like everybody. There are people I don't like in life. But
I can get along with anybody, Sean. I can get along. So honestly, I don't really care if you're a Republican, a Democrat, a libertarian, vegetarian. It doesn't make any difference to me. I want solutions.
Yeah, that's where I draw the line. Yeah, nope, never mind. vegetarians? No,
Why does she
absolutely
not just
not.
run as a Democrat?
Absolutely
Libs love
not,
stuff
dude.
Omegalal.
No way. Luckily, she didn't mention vegans.
Democrats are able to come up with great solutions. I am behind that 100%. Solutions to bring this state back and to give the power of this state back to the people and not to special interests in Gavin Newsom.
Now let's get to specifics.
Uh-oh.
No, uh-oh.
Let's go. Hit me.
Okay, California is a sanctuary state.
That's good. It's good to start off. Let's talk policy with a uh-oh.
Yes.
You have sanctuary cities. Would you eliminate sanctuary status for the state of California?
I would keep it a sanctuary state for small businesses.
Meaning?
You know, meaning
that?
I want small businesses to come into this state. You know, I want people to create.
Wait, does she not know what a sanctuary city is? Oh no. Oh no. I mean, it's an excellent dodge. If she like actually doesn't know what that is, that's like kind of a good dodge. Like, think about it.
Wealthier. I want them to employ people. Yeah, but as far as immigration, no, I am not on that. We need to spend some money to have a fair and equitable immigration system in this state.
Gavin Newsom, for the record, he's given $500 checks to illegal immigrants.
Yes.
Guaranteeing health care for illegal immigrants.
Right.
He's guaranteeing education for illegal immigrants. It's a big issue. What would you do different? For example, if you could, would you continue building the border wall?
Thanks for all
I
you
am
do
all
transgender
for the
pride
wall.
hassle.
I would secure the wall. We can't have a state. We can't have a country without a secure wall.
What does she mean? What the fuck? What are you gonna build a wall around California? Like, hold up, what's going on right now? Like, as the governor of California, as the next governor of California, I am going to build a wall around California. Okay, we can't have a state without a wall. She says, no country without a wall, and no state without a wall. Dude, I know. Germany has not been a country since the Berlin Wall went down. It's literally, many people don't know this, but no longer a country. It's crazy. Just a free-for-all.
You have two questions here. One is stopping people from coming in illegally into the state. And then the second question is, what do we do with the people that are here? We are a compassionate country, okay? We are a compassionate state. Some help. I mean, some people we're going to send back, okay? No question about that. But I have met some of the greatest immigrants into our country. I had a guy the other day.
Nope. Too pro-immigrant already. It's just like, she has to save this by saying, but they came in legally. Otherwise, like, if you even remotely mention immigrants in an empathetic manner, you will lose every Republican vote, okay? If you say, like, well, there's some undocumented immigrants in this country that just, like, want a better future for themselves, and we need to be, like, you know, we need to treat them with compassion. We're the wealthiest nation on earth. That's our responsibility. These people are making the country better. Like, the moment that you actually mention it in a compassionate capacity, you're done. You're fucking absolutely done. Oh, yeah, we got a new pet in here, boys. You're an actual moron. Let's go. I can't wait to hear from that fucking dipshit.
And he was
Do not ban him.
Spanish, and I've known him for
Pretend you
17
look at your
years.
poops before you flush.
And I said, you know what? Come over here. I want to learn something. You know, what is your status? And he said, I've been in this country 17 years. This is a gentleman. I mean, this is the greatest guy. I want him to be a U.S. citizen. Okay, he's an asset to this state and to
she gave the game away. Not a documented
this
citizen.
country. But he's been trying for 17 years to get citizenship. He says, I'm hoping.
Did he come in illegally, or did he stay over
I think it was on a visa.
on a visa?
Yeah, and stayed.
Uh-oh.
But he's been there, but has lost 2 jobs because he didn't have legal status. He finally got this other job where I met him. And he is the nicest, greatest guy. He would make, I would do everything for him.
Bro, you literally can't say undocumented immigrants are humans, okay, you will lose the Republican vote. You straight up cannot say that, especially on fucking Fox News, dude. You cannot admit. There's a couple things you can't admit if you're running for office as a Republican. That like undocumented immigrants are humans. You can't do that. That homeless people are humans. You can't do that either. Which, you know, she didn't do that because she's too rich for that. But you also can't admit that felons are humans. Like, these are three groups of people that you always have to dehumanize. That is at the heart of reactionary white nativist immigration policies. Like, otherwise, the entire system falls apart. Okay? It'll fall apart. When you start allowing people to recognize undocumented immigrants as human beings with like lives and families, then it's going to be a little bit harder to justify doing such merciless, such brutal things to them. Yeah, the only thing that are full-blown humans are unborn fetuses. Exactly.
For him to stay here. And you have to deal with it. We have to modernize. We have not modernized our immigration system in the United States to make it possible to people to immigrate into this country. Let me ask the question. It's such a ridiculous problem. Would you allow the state to work with ICE and enforce the laws? In other words, people get out of jail. They are supposed to be deported. Would you eliminate all of the sanctuary status that currently...
I love Sean Hannity walking through the individual steps of what a sanctuary city does, because it feels like she doesn't fully comprehend what a sanctuary city does. So now he's like, okay, so would you allow collaboration amongst ICE and local authorities? Like, he's like literally just like trying to feed her the answer.
Exist in this state.
I would do my absolute best to do that. It's not going to be easy, but I would do my absolute best. I am.
So you're not in support of a sanctuary city, is what you're saying, right, Caitlin? Because that's what a sanctuary city does. That's like the main reason. The designation of a sanctuary city implies that there is no collaboration between local authorities and ICE, so that undocumented communities can still feel free to take advantage and use the police force there, so that they can report crimes in their neighborhoods and stuff like that. Because once that collaboration starts occurring, then you shut off that entire community from ever calling the cops, and crime runs rampant. This is not my take. This is the take of like actual fucking authorities. This is what people in law enforcement that look at this and study this say. That's the reasoning for why. Sanctuary cities exist.
For securing this state, I am pro law enforcement. I'm pro border protection. Okay, ICE, pro ICE. We need these people, and they do a wonderful job.
Hey, Sean Hannity here. Hey, click here to subscribe to Fox News YouTube page and catch our hottest interview.
Okay, let's see.
Caitlyn Jenner now joins us.
Wait a second. After that opening?
Yeah.
Wait, it's the same one. It's the same video. Oh, I just clicked on the same video. My bad.
All right, as we continue to broadcast sunny Southern California, the highest tax state in the country, for the hour, we continue with California gubernatorial candidate Caitlyn Jenner. All right, let me get to this issue. On the issue of girls, transgender, sports, created a controversy. That was interesting to me, and your comments to Joy Behar. We got bigger problems,
yes,
than pronouns in the state of California. Joy Behar and I agree on nothing, but I thought that was very gracious of you, and I agreed with you. I don't think she did it on purpose.
No, most people, honestly, my mother at times misgendered me. By the way, my mother...
Wait, that's real weird. Hearing we have bigger problems than pronouns from a Republican commentator on Fox News, nonetheless, seems very odd, okay? Because you guys kind of create the transphobia and the transphobic messaging as a part of your regular broadcasting when it literally shouldn't be a problem and people should not be fucking making it a big deal. But it's always a problem because Republicans resurface it and turn it into a problem.
Mother, okay? She was, during World War II, she was a parts inspector for the Avenger aircraft. She is a patriot. I love her to death. She's living up in Idaho. My mother loves you. Watches you every night. No.
Thank you.
She watches you every night, calls me after the show to discuss everything on Hannity. So, in 10 days, she...
What really doesn't make sense to me is how Kris Jenner allowed this to happen, by the way. Because, like, she has so much control over, like, all manner of media that comes out of, like, the Kardashian LLC or Kardashian Incorporated that I'm surprised that she's, like, letting Caitlyn Jenner actually fucking go out and do this sort of thing. I mean, even though they're divorced, like, who cares?
Turns 95.
I'm calling Mom.
Her name is Esther.
Okay.
And a quick little, maybe to the camera, happy birthday, Esther.
Of course, I've always a comment. Esther, happy birthday. God bless you. And
bro, she's like, I'm running for office. Can you do a quick cameo for me? My mom is a huge fan of yours. Like, she'd fucking flip, dude. Can you just do a quick cameo for my mommy?
And you're smart. You're in Idaho. And Caitlyn is paying way. And by the way, I'm dumb. I'm in New York. And Caitlyn's in California. Big part. Happy birthday. You're in our love, thoughts, and prayers.
Yeah. Oh, she will go crazy on that one. Anyway, I just had to do that. You know.
So, but girls, transgender sports, people that like Joy that say the wrong thing.
Joy that says, you know, I mentioned a second ago, my mom sometimes, you know, when she gets upset, you know, I don't have a problem with that. The community has a bigger problem with that than I do. I stick with my statements that I made. I think we have to make sure that the integrity of girls' sports is there. I think that's extremely important. But it's... there's more to it than just what I said, because I just said biological boys in sports. There's more to it than that. And I think in the future, I will explain more of that. But for me, as a trans woman, I think role models are extremely important for young people. Trans issues people struggle with big time. Our suicide rate is 9 times higher than the general public. And for me to be a role model for them, to be out there.
I just want to point out this really quickly. Caitlyn Jenner doesn't want trans girls competing girls sports, but played in a women's golf tournament. I just got to point that out one more time. It's like it's obvious that it's obvious in this interview. It's obvious that like she wants to elaborate further on like, you know, saying like using the words biological boys and stuff like that. So I think she's like trying to, you know, the human part of her, the non-demon, the human part of her, because there is a human part inside of her, is like, I can't be that transphobic. Like she's literally trying to, you can see that she's trying to rein it in. There's like a real part of that where she's like, yeah, I'll give more consideration to this, but like she's also running for office as a Republican. She is grifting, absolutely.
I am running for governor of the state of California. Who would have ever thunk that? We've never even had a woman governor.
But some are mad at you.
That's I don't, you know, I move on. I want to be a role model, and I think and to be a leader. And I think the most important thing as a leader that you can do is your compassion, your honesty, and I think that sometimes is very lacking in politics. So I want to be an example to all people, not just trans people, that this is what you
Why on
can
the
do.
sports side of it, though?
Why don't I what?
Why did how you came down on the sports side?
The science section has shown that elite cis men athletes have a performance advantage in almost all sports due to their higher testosterone levels and other aspects of male physiology. Wait, do you think that this proves the argument that you're making? Like, because
Please
it
keep your
literally
example to yourself, Caitlin.
it literally doesn't prove the argument that you're making. It specifies that cis men have a performance advantage. You get that, right? Like, that designation is there specifically because it excludes trans men. That's why they're putting that there. Unless you pointed to that as like proof that or sorry, trans women, sorry. Cis men. Dogecoin Army, I noticed that you were go poo poo.
Of the issue.
I don't know why, to be honest with you, I don't know why they keep asking that. What do you think, Sean? I don't know. Why do they keep asking me that question?
Great question.
It is a good question, but we can deal with that. There's more problems here in the state of California than that. Yeah.
Well, understood, and there are. I want to get into...
Honestly, to me, Sean, my issues. I'm standing on my back porch a couple of years ago. I'm watching 200-foot flames coming up the hill at me. Why? 17...
Climate change. And also on top of that, like horrible lack of regulation on the energy production or utilities utilities in the state of California.
miles away in Chatsworth.
Or a gender reveal party. I mean, there's like it depends. I don't know which fire she's talking about. So there are so many that happen in wildfire season in California, and there are a multitude of reasons. A lot of it is accelerated by more dry brush, or extended as a consequence of like having more dry brush, and that happening as a consequence of climate change. But you know,
a transformer blew. A few hours later, it traveled 17 miles. I had to eventually evacuate my house. It was so intense. We had not had it burn there in 35.
Thank God Kanye was there with the private firefighting, like fire insurance people, so we could create a perimeter around our neighborhood where they ended up defending the wealthy neighborhood that we are in. That's true, by the way. Kanye West literally did that.
5 years. It was so intense.
I got a wisdom tooth pulled today.
We need
and
to
this
upgrade our
interview is
grid,
more
our
painful to
electrical
watch.
system. I think that's a position where we work with the electrical companies.
Yo, this is not a meme. If Caitlyn Jenner ran as a fucking Democrat, I feel like she would have a better shot. I'm not even kidding. Like, because a lot of the stuff that she's talking about here, like, you know, fixing our infrastructure, like, as far as like policies or as far as like actual issues in California, like, she's right. And if she also ran as a Democrat, she wouldn't have this like idiotic approach to ICE and shit too.
And Sacramento. I don't think Sacramento and the taxpayers should do all of it. They're already paying enough.
These rolling blackouts, just like wildfires.
Rolling
are huge
blackouts.
issues.
I put a generator at my house just because every time the wind blows, they turn off everything because they're afraid some system's going to spark and start a fire. We also, when I stood there watching this fire come at me, I never saw. Now, I love the fire department. I love these guys. They're out there. But when it was coming at my house, I never saw one helicopter. I never saw one fire truck. I didn't even hear a siren. Granted, I live in a more rural area, and they were probably overprotecting more houses. But we need to do a better job. We need an early detection system when it comes to...
Okay, she's right about this stuff. Hold on. I need the brain trust in here to potentially find what Sean Hannity has said in the past about Caitlyn Jenner. Because there is 0% chance that all of these Republicans who are advocating for Caitlyn Jenner now did not routinely misgender her, especially when she first came out. I need to know. I need to see an old video. I can't find one right now. I'm like looking through as best as I can here, but wait, how do you sort by date? There's gotta be one from like earlier, you know what I mean? Like 2015, 2017. There has to be a bunch of videos. She should have hired private firefighters like her stepdaughter. I already mentioned that, yeah.
To fires. I've seen so many of them in Malibu. I've lived there for 48 years. And the biggest thing and the most important thing is that they jump on a fire as quick as possible and put it out when it's small. And once it gets away from them, they can't. You know.
Would you allow controlled burns? Isn't there a science behind forestry? Is that science being ignored in this state?
Yes.
Because when I watch it, it breaks my heart. I lived in Santa Barbara. I watched Hope Ranch burn down after I had just left the state.
Yes.
News to you. Sometimes it can be news to us because we thought we'd pass this along on this unscripted 2-hour show where anything can happen. Probably will. Bruce Jenner is now Caitlyn Jenner. I want you to check out the new Vanity Fair cover to Dagan McDowell on what the hell is going on, Dagan?
Men's bathrooms were designed for people who stand up. Women's weren't. And if it was nothing more than that, that's all he said it was. And what I said was that people make men's bikes just for men, women's bicycles just for women. And he said, I'm not a victim. I'm not trying to make it out to be a victim. If someone wants to make someone think something of you, whether you are or not in this day and age, it's not hard to do. Now, ESPN is owned by Disney.
14 months
They
to
issued a
sound I love you
statement.
chat for
His
entertaining
comment
me
was
during this weird time.
unacceptable conduct, violating their policy of inclusiveness. ESPN is an inclusive company. Kurt Schilling has been advised that his conduct was unacceptable, and his employment with ESPN has been terminated. Now, remember, ESPN has been in the forefront of pushing this transgender agenda. Remember, they gave Caitlyn Jenner, the former Jenner, the pushing this transgender agenda. Remember, they gave Caitlyn Jenner, the former Olympic decathlon champion, Bruce Jenner, the Arthur Ashe Courage Award at the ESPYs, and Jenner gave a speech urging acceptance for others.
Does Sean Hannity think that, like, dudes fuck their bikes or something? Like, gender is binary, boys. I have a mountain of evidence. Are you ready for it? Bicycles. Dudes poop standing. And many other things that I'm using as an example.
Anyway, I hope Caitlyn Jenner comes to Kurt Schilling's defense. I really do. Maybe I should give him a call. You know, you had a convicted sex offender. This was a March article. A convicted sex offender leads transgender rights effort in North Carolina. That's a big issue in North Carolina.
Immediately jumps to like, oh, a trans person committed a crime. All trans people are bad, by the way.
Guy's
Classic.
the president of the Charlotte Business Group that describes itself as a network of LGBT professionals, business owners, employees, individuals, et cetera, et cetera. Anyway, the article goes on to say a reporter with the Charlotte Observer, confirmed with Breitbart News that this person apparently frequently is the same man who was convicted for sexual assault of a minor in 2000. Oh, maybe Kurt Schilling isn't so wrong in saying that a guy that feels internal.
That's great. Yeah. Because all of the sex offenders were like, oh, darn it. I was going to do a sex offense, but shucks, I can't portray myself as a trans person to do that. Fuck. Now that I can do that, so now that I can like fake being a trans person, now I will be able to commit the crimes, like as though it like magically will no longer be a crime or something. It's fucking crazy. What a crazy fucking take. Also, a trans person committing a crime does not mean that all trans people are fucking committing crimes. Holy shit. I understand it feels like that if you only look at the news, and the news loves like hyping this sort of shit up because every trans person has to be literally the walking, talking, breathing representation of all trans people. They have to be responsible for every trans person, but you know. Yeah, I say this all the time. It is just straight up the same exact argument for homophobia rebranded.
Apparently, he's a woman, has the right to a woman's bathroom, but the father of the daughter of the 11-year-old, 12-year-old, 13-year-old, he's not transgender, so he can't go in the bathroom to keep an eye on his...
Sounds exactly like your take on cops. I love when people make this argument because they think that like being a cop is genetic. Like they think that being a cop is like a mode of being and not a profession and not a job with very clear rules, restrictions, regulations, lack of accountability, and a multitude of other problems that accelerate and exacerbate the issue with policing in the United States of America. It's none of that. It's literally a fucking race, okay? I was assigned at birth to be a cop, motherfucker. I'm sorry, I can't go against my biological imperative, brother. I was a thumb at birth. I'm cop gender. Motherfuckers will be like, what's next? Having 67 different genders? And then they'll literally be like, but there's cop gender. Cop gender is real. And you're being ridiculous for not allowing cop genders to occupy the space of being a cop. Sorry. Okay? Yeah. When will we add the pay to LGBTQIA? We need LGBT, motherfucker. For cop. Or so far, sorry, for the police. P. My pronouns are officer, and you will identify me as such.
His daughter. It's not so simple, is it? Anyway, so Schilling's comments weren't made on the air. They were made on Facebook, for crying out loud. And ESPN, once again, shows themselves to be the wimps that they are.
Great. Were you talking about this? LMAO? Our gender is trooper. Our color is gray. Our gender is trooper. What? Oh my God, they literally did that. You are kind of transphobic, dude. Yes, you're right. I am being transphobic because of my take on how Republicans and police and their inability to comprehend like being trans versus being a cop.
Love you.
That's wild. Deleted Hannity tweet about Jenner. Oh yeah, they deleted like hella fucking tweets, right? Listen, here's what Caitlyn Jenner said to Hannity after her interview. Wait, no, this is... No. This is like... No, that's just a deleted tweet, but that's not the one that we're looking for. What we are looking for here is to get back to this video, though. But before we get back to this video, it's top of the hour, so what we're looking for here is an ad break, a 60-second ad break. Now, you might be thinking to yourself, well, God damn it, this broadcast is my fucking favorite. This commentator is my fucking favorite. I love this guy, but I don't want to see the ads. Well, there's one way to avoid that, and that's by subscribing. You can do that for $5 for the regular Tier 1 subscription, or you can do that for free by connecting your Amazon Prime account to your Twitch account and subsequently getting a Twitch Prime. You know, if you feel that way, then you can use your Twitch Prime here on your favorite broadcaster, Twitch streamer, or get blasted in the face with an ad right now. Here is the ad now, and we're going to go back to the video as well.
Yes, forest management is extremely important. Yeah. Just like at my house.